This video was requested by Jai Sango. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but it is on Bach Partita number 3 in E major, the first movement. And most people know how this starts. Okay, so you probably know what that is. What I'm doing here on these, this little B is not that important. So when you're playing this, when you get to, what I would do is bring your arm and elbow up a little bit to the point where it's comfortable on the D string. And then what you do is all you're doing is dropping your hand a little bit. And you can even do this just by extending your pinky out or letting your wrist bend a little bit like that, and that's where you get your string crossing from. That way, your home bass, if you will, your home string is the D string, and the A string is the one that you have to cross to. So, at this point, my home string is A string. Let's get it to the D string. So I'm going to bring my arm up, and then, and that way you can get some good articulation on the D string. If you look at my fingers and my hand, they're totally relaxed. I could do this all day if I wanted to, just because it's that easy. It really needs to feel like it's easy. So all that's happening is a little bit of motion. My elbow is initiating a little bit of this motion. So if I magnified it, it would look kind of like this. Kind of like undulating. And that's where it's coming from. It's coming from about this part of my body, around here, and not coming from the wrist. If you try to control it with your wrist, first of all, it sounds very angular. But second of all, it's going to wear you out really fast, because your wrist doesn't have a big muscle in there. And obviously the second time that you play this needs to be quieter than the first, because it's kind of an echo. So same thing here. So this second time, okay, that second time is quieter than the first. In fact, I just barely lost my place for whatever reason. Let's see. Boy. Okay, this same thing applies, the thing that I talked about first on this right here. My home bass, home string, needs to be the A string now. And you hear that echo. So the second time on this, it needs to be quieter than the first. And then you got this. Look how easy this looks. It's very easy. Okay, how do I do that? Well, the home string now, if you will, is the A string. And what I'm doing is I'm just dropping my arm a little, or dropping my hand a little bit to here, and then back to home string, and then up. So it's kind of like this a little bit. I may be using a little bit of my elbow too, because I like to feel the control. I've tried it where I'm relying solely on this arm or this motion here in my hand. I don't like that so much, because I like to feel like I'm in control. So I add a little element of string crossing in my arm as well. That might be a little bit overkill on how much I'm using, but I feel more comfortable this way when I do it. Now the actual notes and the phrasing is that it's kind of like I think of a kaleidoscope. It's that little thingy that you look into and you turn it and it changes the picture as you turn it. And the pieces are just kind of turning like the picture morphs, I guess. And so you're seeing these colors changing, and the amount of light coming through the kaleidoscope is also changing depending on how many pieces on that rotational plane are covering the light and how much of them are letting light through. So it's that kind of feeling. Or you can also think of a prism, where if you're turning it, you're getting different angles of light refraction. So this would sound a lot better if it wasn't equalizing on my camera. But what I was doing, I was kind of going like this a little bit with my dynamics. It wasn't like this, but it's more like so it's kind of like in passing. Oh, and now it's changing color again. Whoop, there it goes again. So I also, in order to do that, I changed the amount of bow usage that I'm using. So it's like kind of like me going like this and then coming back out. Okay, might be a little bit scary for you, so I won't do that again. But it gives that a feeling of it's like coming and going, not just a flat thing. Because if you're just playing like this, I mean, what is the fun of that? Okay, it's kind of fun. I'll admit it's kind of fun to play that fast, but it's so flat musically that the only thing that people will go there to look at is how fast you can play it. But I don't recommend that, because the only thing that people are going to get out of it is, oh, this person can play. The reason why you should be playing it as a musician, in my opinion, is you want to communicate and connect with the audience. It's not you talking at the audience, it's you bringing the audience in, inviting them in to experience music, experience something that will have them walk away as better people. And that's what I'm trying to establish here. So if you get that kaleidoscope effect, then the audience can relate to that and be like, wow, this is really cool, seeing all these colors and hearing the colors. So, and that's really the trick on this partita, is the string crossings. So as long as you can understand this concept of a home string and then letting your hand do the string crossing, then what happens is, first, two things. One is that your string crossings become smoother. Second thing is the home string ends up getting the emphasis. And typically the home string will be the string that has the melody. So in that passage, the A is the home string, and then in that passage, the D is the home string. So give that a shot, see how that works, and try to imagine what the audience's experience is going to be like when you're playing this.